What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday over here, long weekend here in the US, May 24th. And what we're seeing Bitcoin doing right now is very important. It's going to be affecting the altcoin markets, and I think we're going to have a move coming pretty soon. I'm going to be explaining why I'm still bullish on this market, of course, and going to be showing you guys some proof on why that is. We're going to be talking about some altcoins as well, which will include Algorand, Stellar, Telcoin. See what has gone on in these markets since the last time I have covered it. What are some price target updates for these coins later in this video, so make sure to be staying around for that. Of course, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure that you guys like, subscribe, and comment, because I dive deep into the charts every day here to find the moves before they actually happen, with technical analysis, with actual charts, because it's a lot lower risk to find the moves before they actually happen rather than chasing a pump on the day of, right? If you guys actually chase pumps on the day of, let me know how that works out. I'm sure it could be a lot better. If you guys do also want to learn technical analysis and how to read charts to look at this market a lot more clearly for yourself, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Okay. Any technical analysis requests for altcoins, also comment in the section below. I will pick one request to do every day. Let's go ahead and dive into Bitcoin here. We had a drop yesterday, which pulled back almost the entire crypto markets here. Now, Bitcoin is the driver of the markets. If you guys did not know, because you guys are new to this market, it is very important to be knowing this. This is the driver, and if Bitcoin pumps, you can expect the altcoins to be pumping. And if Bitcoin dumps, there's, I mean, your altcoins are going to be dumping. I don't think there's going to be very many exceptions. Now, so you want to be rooting for Bitcoin if you are bullish on this market. And let's take a look on why I am still very bullish about this market, even though the breakout that we're having right now is probably one of the slowest ones I've seen, right? Comparing to 2024, especially 2020, right? If you guys have been here. All right, so Bitcoin, why am I still bullish on this market right now? If we actually take a look into the weekly time frame here, yes, we do have some sell signals on the RSI, which is basically bearish divergence, but we do have some pretty solid candle closes above the previous all-time high candle closes. Okay, this tells me that that's an indicator of strength here, right? Previous all-time high candle closes were at about 105k in this area, and we are still closing above that. That means we have actually claimed that resistance level, and now is support. Even if we take a look into the 3-day time frame, we are still consolidating above previous resistance candle closes. Okay, 3-day time frame is going to be 106k. Daily time frame still is, right? Basically same idea, right? And we have a higher low across these time frames, right? Or we haven't even pulled back yet on the weekly time frame. So very important. 12-hour time frame, we still have a higher low here. Very important to be looking for higher lows if you are on an uptrend, because on an uptrend, if you can hold a higher low, the next logical move is a higher high. Now, if this price action does crash, however, right, always got to consider both sides of the coin, right? So I can actually risk manage and think about what I would do if this happens and what I would do if this other scenario happens. Then I can prepare for it And when it actually happens, because I've seen everything happen in this market, then I would not panic, and I would at least be able to execute my plan. Now, if this price action does continue to dip lower, the next likely support I'll be looking at will be the daily 21 SMA. Currently at about almost 104K. It is coming up, okay? Hourly time frame. Hourly time frame. Still very important because we haven't had too many candles above the previous all-time high at about 110K. Since we have actually dropped down to about 107 yesterday, we are still getting higher lows on this hourly time frame. Very important. Uh, this still looks like a rounded bottom to me right here, and if we can hold a higher low even on the smaller time frame, then like I said, I would expect a higher high. Let's take a look into total 3, right, which is altcoin market cap excluding Ethereum. Very important to be paying attention to this chart as well because it's been dancing around the daily 200 SMA for all types of significance, right? It is still above it, but as long as Bitcoin holds above its daily 200 SMA, I don't see why the altcoins cannot catch up. All right, let's go ahead and take a look into. So one more thing to comment on is that altcoin markets total 3 breakout on this daily time frame. I've been talking about this breakout for some time, and it has been happening, but we still have some price target to go. The breakout of this falling wedge pattern, which is a pattern that you guys should get to know, very familiar. Get to familiarize very much with, because it's going to be a very common pattern. And what I'm seeing here is still a price target up to about 1.1 trillion for total 3. That could still do some pretty significant pumps for some of these smaller altcoins. ES1 exclamation mark, very important because it has high correlation with Bitcoin, and it could be a front-running signal for Bitcoin as well. Yesterday, I mentioned that I bought some more based on this idea, based on the Bitcoin dip and the idea that ES1 has came down to retest that daily 200 SMA, okay? And if this is ES1 exclamation mark, which is stock market, S&P 500 futures. If it is at a support level and Bitcoin dips, that is, that's a pretty good buying opportunity, at least in my opinion, right? Just what I'm doing personally. And I'm opening small positions because I'm already pretty deep into long positions, and I'm opening small positions whenever I can at good opportunities. And I consider yesterday to be a pretty good opportunity because of what I said. And of course, not financial advice, just purely my opinions. None of what I'm saying here is financial advice, of course. Now let's go ahead and take a look into some altcoin ideas. First of all, we're going to be taking a look into Algorand, see what's going on in this market since the last time we've covered it. In my opinion here, it's been consolidating for quite some time because, well, like I said, this has been a very slow breakout, and I think all the altcoins are still waiting on Bitcoin, okay? Now, what's going on with Algorand here? Still weekly time frame. This is still a pattern I'm looking at. It has broken out of this falling wedge a couple weeks ago. Hasn't done too much, okay? Price target out of this falling wedge is going to be about 56 cents for Algorand. Price targets are estimates only. It could be more, it could be less, okay? And but it's still a very good idea to get an idea of where the price action could go, okay? So that is basically what I'm seeing for Algorand. Let's take a look down to daily time frame here, smaller time frame. Okay, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. daily time frame, this is running within a rising channel, which is usually bearish. It usually breaks to the downside. However, if you do break to the upside, that's very bullish because that tells me, price action does, actually break the other way against the probabilities, right? So this usually breaks the downside. If this rising channel breaks down, price target, depending on when it breaks, estimated breakout point, just, for example, right here, that's going to give you about 18 cents price target. And if you guys want to see more Algorand, do make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, letting me know that. If there's enough people who want to see in altcoins, I will bring it back as well. Let's take a look into the 4-hour time frame, which is a falling wedge breakout, okay? Out of this, inside within this rising channel pattern, okay? Falling wedge breakout for a smaller time frame, 4-hour, 25 cents price target. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for Algorand. Let's take a look into XLM, Stellar Lumens, see what's going on in this market. Not too much. Looking very similar to Algorand, okay, which, most of these coins are going to follow Bitcoin anyways, right? So, falling wedge pattern on this weekly time frame, big time frame. Price target, it's going to be about 62 cents. Still pretty big price target. Daily time frame. Rising channel. Okay, could this actually be breaking down soon? Because this is a daily 21 SMA that's acting as resistance right now. Or could this be a bear trap where it looks like it could be breaking down from this pattern, but it ends up within the pattern? That's classic bear trap. Right now, it's very much wait and see, but it should be happening sometime soon. Price target, if it breaks down from this point here, stellar, it's going to be giving you a price target of about 24 cents. And I think it's going to be very reliant on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin continues dumping, I'm sure it's going to dump quite a bit of these altcoins as well. 4-hour time frame, let's take a look into if we can get any clues on what this market could be doing for XLM. Price target, falling wedge pattern within this ascending channel. Price target is going to give you about 33 cents, just right underneath. So let's see which of these patterns are going to be playing out. I think it's going to be happening very soon. Telcoin. Covered this last time. Let's take a look. Weekly. Looking very similar, right? Looking very similar, like ALGO, like XLM, but daily time frame though, somewhat different. Okay, actually very different. Let me explain why. So price target out of this bigger falling wedge pattern. Okay, it's gonna give you a price target of about 1.3 cents. No, 1.2 cents. Price target. Right. Let's take a look into a smaller time frame, daily time frame. Falling wedge, which usually breaks to the upside. If it does, by this point, price target, it's going to be about 0.8 cents. A little above 0.8 cents here. Okay. Some bullish divergence on this daily time frame. A slightly lower low on the RSI. I still consider that to be bullish divergence. 4-hour time frame. Broke out of this falling wedge. Price target out of this. You measure the opening of the pattern, and then you put that measurement on top of a breakout point. That's gonna give you, well, it looks like it has already reached it. Okay, it's gonna be about 0.57 cents there, 0.58 cents. So it looks like it has already reached it and basically have sold. Let's take this away for next time. So basically what we're watching for Telcoin here is going to be what happens within this falling wedge pattern. Now, this wraps it up for today's video. If you guys want to see more of any of these coins I've talked about or any other coins I have not talked about, make sure to comment. I will pick some for you guys. And that wraps it up for today's Saturday video. I still expect some pretty interesting price action to be happening over the weekend because Bitcoin just broke its all-time highs. So that's already something pretty exciting. And I'm still very bullish on the markets until the chart tells me otherwise, and I will let you guys know when that happens. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.